This aggressive swiping motion is what happens the moment a viewer decides to reject your content. If you open a video with a vague promise like how to make money, the audience instantly flags you as a scam and swipes away. This is what we call the trust collapse. You have exactly 7 seconds to establish credibility. The moment a new viewer sees your face, their natural skepticism takes over. If you do not prove your authority within that tight window, you lose them entirely. Most viewers use those first few seconds to scan for marketing red flags. When you present specific data instead of broad hype, you force the brain to switch from scam detection to information processing, stalling the impulse to swipe. We are going to build a 3-part script framework to guarantee you survive those opening seconds. Before we start, gather your prerequisites. Pull up your current script draft, find real quantitative metrics, and open your editing software. This isn't about being interesting, it's about being credible enough to keep them watching. If the viewer swipes away before the 7-second mark, your content depth and calls to action are irrelevant because they never had a chance to reach them. Step 1 is auditing your current script. Aggressively identify vague, hype-based claims. Does it sound like an infomercial? Delete it immediately. Watch this split screen. On the left, we cross out the generic wealth promise. On the right, we inject exact numbers. I studied 47 accounts under 1,000 followers making $500 a week. These highlighted numbers immediately sound researched and factual. The primary failure point here is fabricating data. True specificity requires reality. If your actual case study involves only 3 accounts making $20, use those real numbers. Audiences can spot fake statistics effortlessly. By anchoring your opening in verifiable numbers, you move away from the desperate seller persona into the role of an objective authority. Step 3 transitions us from generic problem identification to what we call emotional specificity. The flaw in using a broad statement like, "if you're broke right now," is that it applies to too many people. It feels like a mass marketing blast, which means it resonates deeply with no one. This text comparison shows how to upgrade that trigger. We dissolve the broad complaint and replace it with, "if your bank account is a source of stress at 2 a.m." The psychological effect of this upgrade is immediate. Instead of a generic complaint, the script now feels like a surgical diagnosis tailored to a very exact, highly personal life experience. When you define a problem with that much precision, you demonstrate that you understand the viewer's context. That understanding gives your recommendations their weight. Step 4 is executing the reverse tutorial. This tactic pairs your data-backed hook with an immediate visual contrast to prove your expertise. You do this by displaying a bad, generic video in the background while directly critiquing its flaws to the camera. You show them exactly what not to do, positioning yourself as the industry critic rather than a participant in the noise. Step 5 introduces the anti-sales call to action. You must avoid using aggressive directives like link in bio within these opening seconds. Consumers are blind to that phrase, and using it instantly degrades the authority you just built. Instead, transition your hook into a low-friction value proposition. Point them toward a passive resource, using an organic directive like, "the system I use is pinned in my Instagram highlights." To prevent timing failures, you have to read your script out loud with a stopwatch. Cut every filler word. If it takes 8 seconds to deliver, trim the slot until the entire read fits strictly within the 7-second constraint. Protecting your trust capital by avoiding aggressive sales tactics early on is exactly what allows your frictionless value proposition to convert later in the funnel. Listen to the finalized script at a normal speed. I studied 47 accounts under 1,000 followers, making $500 a week. If your bank account is a source of stress at 2 a.m., stop making content like this and watch the breakdown pinned in my highlights. You have now replaced a plea for attention with a sequence built on evidence. Your first homework directive is to write 3 distinct variations of this exact framework, pulling different, specific data points from your own business. Next, take out your phone and film these 3 scripts today. Shoot them as raw, unpolished 15-second clips. The ultimate rule for this execution is simple. Do not optimize for aesthetics. Spend your energy entirely on optimizing the hook and the delivery. The algorithm does not reward the best-looking video. It rewards the video that controls the first 7 seconds. This framework ensures you capture that attention and keep it.